Okay, how's everybody doing this evening? Of course, my name is Kent. The channel is EOS Bitcoin San Diego, and we are live. So if I make a mistake, it's just going to have to, we're going to have to live with it. So I'm going to make a lot of mistakes. So it's Monday, 11:41 p.m. Pacific Coast time. As a way of time stamping this video, a lot of times I watch videos and I think, is that news from a long time ago, or is that recent, or where's that person from? I mean, where is that video being transmitted from? So I'm in San Diego, California, Southern California, United States of America. We're Pacific Coast time. We're one of the last time zones in the world. So it's us, and then Hawaii, and then it goes on to the next day. So yeah, my late night videos like this is 11:42 usually end up being early morning videos or midday videos for other people. So anyway, the first thing I want to talk about, we had our good friend June. I'll give you a picture here. If I can pull it up. There we go. There's June. June Dam of 100X. I think a lot of people that know about EOS know about June. He's a great promoter. He's been a great organizer for a lot of different events. And he came to San Diego last night, and we were able to meet him and go out and have a good time. And we wish June all the luck in the world. We're hoping to do some collaboration together and do some things together. But we had a good time. That's why I didn't make the video last night. So this is our going out. We had a little bit of fun last night. So thanks for coming up, June. We really appreciate it. And he's got a project coming up in the future we're going to be talking about on this channel. And I think a lot of people are going to be very interested in it. He's got some very unique perspectives on blockchain. He's been following EOS for a long time. Been in Bitcoin for a long time, and he certainly is a blockchain person. So we had a good time. So thanks a lot, Gene, for coming up. So after we cover that, we got to talk a little bit about what's on probably everybody's mind right now, which is the markets. Let's go to the Bitcoin market, because the Bitcoin market is going down. It's been going down all day. 32,798, which is a horrible price for Bitcoin, especially given all the bullish news that has been going on about Bitcoin. And probably the biggest news I think that has happened here recently with Bitcoin is the fact that El Salvador, which is a sovereign nation, has decided to make Bitcoin legal tender. So there is the president of El Salvador. He has decided to accept Bitcoin as legal tender in their country, which to me is about as bullish as it is for a independent country to accept Bitcoin as their legal tender. So that's an amazing thing, and that should drive the price, at least 20%, 30%. But instead, we're going down because everybody's still getting over Elon Musk's tweet of his separation, maybe a not even a separation, his cryptic separation with Bitcoin, of which I say is bullshit, because I know that Elon needs Bitcoin a lot more than Bitcoin needs Elon. So this is the way the media is run, and this is kind of what we have to deal with. But in the world, the actual world, the real world, Bitcoin is doing very, very well. And for a country, a sovereign country, to accept it as their currency is extraordinary. And if you look at this I just went to Wikipedia, was reading a little bit about El Salvador. You have a country of, go up here, scroll up a little bit. You have a country of about, let me see, I gotta go clear up here to the top. I think there was about 6 million people live in El Salvador. Where was it at? Am I on the right channel? Okay, we got a little more farther up. Okay, so yeah, there's about 6.42 million people live in El Salvador. So you think of all the new people that will be using Bitcoin now that El Salvador has accepted it as their legal tender. So you have a 6.42 million people now on board of Bitcoin that will be using Bitcoin every day as their medium of exchange in that country. And as I was reading through here, this is just a typical story for most countries in the world. I go down the economic part of the Wikipedia. I should be using Everpedia, but I'm using Wikipedia. Sorry about that, Everpedia. But anyway, right here, what was I looking at? actually, their economy has been ravaged by natural disasters, earthquakes, hurricanes, government politics, corruption, and a lot of other things. But I like this part where it said subsidies become such a problem that in April 2012, the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, suspends a $750 million loan to the central government. President Fumes, chief of cabinet, acknowledges that the economy was at a point of collapse. So here we go, another country that gets the IMF loans, that can't pay them back, that is using the dollar as their currency, and literally the dollar is devaluing their own currency to the point where they can't pay back the loans, and kind of really literally consuming their economy. And what has happened in El Salvador, and this is why the reason why the president's decided to acquire Bitcoin as legal tender, El Salvador leads the region in remittances per capita with inflows equivalent to nearly all exports. That is incredible. So literally what they're saying is that everything that El Salvador makes, produces, grows, sends out to other places in the world, the money that's coming back in remittances, what a remittance is, I'll just click on it real quick. That's the nice thing about Wikipedia is you can, if you don't know what something means, you just click on it and they'll tell you. A remittance is a non-commercial transfer of money by a foreign worker, a member of the diaspora community, or a citizen with a family ties abroad. So people that are working outside the El Salvador are sending money. Like they go to the United States, they get a job, then they send money back to El Salvador. Well, as they send the money back to El Salvador, they have to pay banking fees for that. Hey, Rick, how you doing? They have to pay banking fees on that remittance. So they're working outside because the economy is so poor. There's so little going on in El Salvador to support their life, their income, or to make a living, that they're going outside the country making money, then bringing that money back into El Salvador, and the banking fees are probably extraordinarily high, especially if you use Western Union or PayPal or any of these others. That's the amount of money coming back in from people working outside the country is greater than the product that they're producing within the country. That's extraordinary, and that is what Michael Saylor talks about when he talks about when someone like Elon plays with the price of Bitcoin. He is helping, not helping, he is actually inhibiting and destroying the opportunities for people like El Salvador to escape the banking fees, the 3 or 4% that they pay on these remittances, and giving them an opportunity to get their money back in full to the members of their family in the country which their families living from the country in which way they're working. So the banks are just taking it both ways. They're taking it from the person that's working in the country, and they're taking it in the transfer to the country that they're trying to send it to. And this is what Michael Saylor keeps talking about. He talks about how this is improving people's lives by giving them access to a decentralized banking system that isn't taking all the money in the transactional fees. So this is a great example of that, and that's why El Salvador is leading the way, and this is why the president of El Salvador, is bettering the lifestyle and bettering the way people are going to be able to live in El Salvador. They give them a higher standard of living. So I congratulate El Salvador for doing this. They announced it in the Miami conference, and this is big news, big news. And of course, what's the United States do? The first thing the United States does is they sanction El Salvador because El Salvador's main use, the currency is linked to the United States dollar, so they use the United States dollar as their base currency. And of course, when now they're using Bitcoin, the United States wants to sanction them. So that's huge, huge news. And if anybody owns Bitcoin right now, seeing the price drop down to 32,000, you can hardly, all you can do is shake your head and tell yourself it's not timing the market, it's time in the market. I hear that a lot, and I think that's so valid as far as Bitcoin's concerned. You stay in this market long enough, it will turn for you, because this 32,798.78 is not a true reflective of what's going on in the real world. What's really going on in the real world is El Salvador. And of course, as I showed in the video the other night, you have states like Kentucky that are giving subsidies for people that want to mine Bitcoin in the state of Kentucky. Rather than mine coal, they'll be mining Bitcoin. So you're seeing the flippening. You're seeing countries starting to exit the dollar, exit the the banking system, the centralized banking system that takes and controls so much of their money by taking out huge fees for and time. If you want to send some money to some other country, there's always a time delay. This is something that's going to happen very quickly on blockchain. And of course, it's going to be less expensive for people to transfer money back and forth, and it's a huge deal. And El Salvador is a perfect example. One of the the countries that has the largest amount of remittances I think in the world. And if they can do that, they will instantly improve their economy. They will instantly improve the the standard of living for the 6 million people that live in El Salvador. And I congratulate them for making this decision. I think it was an excellent one. So that being covered, that's huge news. I know it's been covered. It's a few days old, but it's worth covering because it's absolutely news that shows you the trend of what's going on in the world. I wanted to go back to my last video that I made, my last live stream, because I had a few comments that I wanted to bring up. If I can keep it from talking to me. Okay, here we go. Oh, I'm live streaming right now. There I am. But the one that I had before this, because I want to make this a kind of an interactive live stream where I talk to people, people talk back to me. And I just want to go through the comments I had from the last live stream. And I haven't been active on YouTube for a while because I have had some health problems. So I'm getting back into this. I'm going to try to do it from my laptop, my desktop. Simply because it gives me opportunity to show you articles like I just showed you with El Salvador, and then go to Everpedia and show you about the remittances and show you some other information. We can talk about our challenge application. But I want to kind of keep this going. But the main reason I'm doing this is not because I want subscribers. I could really care less if you subscribe to this or not. I have 5,000 subscribers. That to me is plenty. I'm not looking for any more. I'm not looking for likes, even though I get likes. I get a lot of likes. I appreciate that. What I want people to do is listen to what I have to say. Not that I can, I'm superior in knowledge and I'm a teacher of this, but it's just that we've been through so much with blockchain and building an application on the EOS blockchain, running the application, and following through with our actions is what we said we were going to do, which so few do. If you look at the top 100 market cap of CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, you'll see a lot of these projects have never been built. They're still in development phases, including 2.0, Ethereum 2.0. And I talked about that a little bit the other night. And somebody had said something to me about it. But I just want to read the 3 comments. I would love if you do a daily vlog on your thoughts in crypto. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And I will start doing daily vlogs. You lost me on a political statement. I don't know what that means, but if you want to give me some more information, I'll be happy to talk to you about that. I'm not a political person. I don't really think politically. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm a blockchain person. I'm a decentralized person. I like blockchain, and I'll tell you why I like blockchain. We work with people around the world, and some of the people that we work with are in other parts of the world. And in Nigeria, which we have a lot of people that work with us in Nigeria, they have had their Twitter suspended because the president of Nigeria was having a verbal disagreement with Jack Dorsey. Well, Jack Dorsey says, I'm blocking your account. So because the president of Nigeria has a spat with Jack Dorsey, and Jack Dorsey suspends his account, well, the president of Nigeria just says, okay, nobody in Nigeria, which is a few million people. I think, how big is Nigeria? It's a big population. Everybody in Nigeria lost their Twitter account. That is centralization. And that's what I don't like. And that's what I'd like to see the world get away from. Dorsey gets in so you got 201 million people. Wow, that's a lot of people. So 201 million people lost their Twitter account because one person, Jack Dorsey, decides, but I suppose within his parameters and his guidelines of his organization, and the president of Nigeria has a disagreement with Jack Dorsey. And I think somebody called Jack Dorsey out on at the Bitcoin um, um, get together too. So because one person, centralized person, has a fight with somebody, 200 million people lose their Twitter accounts. So here's somebody that's doing Twitter for us, and they've lost their Twitter account because one person had a fight with another person. That's centralized systems. That's what I'd like to see go away. With Bitcoin, there is no centralized system. We don't know who the creator of Bitcoin is. We don't know what their political belief systems were. We don't know, what the intention of was and everything. But we know one thing: it's peer to peer. It's decentralized, and things like what happened between Dorsey and the president of Nigeria can never happen with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is it's an agnostic. It doesn't have any agenda or any national region of of where it has allegiance to. So this is the reason why I like Bitcoin so much, and the reason I like EOS so much. I like EOS because it's decentralized. 21 block producers. We have Google, but they don't seem to ever move up. We're sure that they will move up, but all they're doing right now is building history. But as soon as we get, I think, the right block producers with EOS, we will be in good shape with EOS. I also had a few people comment to me about my talking to me about Vitalik and 2.0, how he sounds more and more like Charles Hawkins every day, And I've heard these people just blindly say that 2.0 Ethereum is going to be, it's going to open the doors for DeFi and all the possibilities of smart contracts being built on the blockchain. But we have yet to see 2.0. And as we go on, it seems to be a little bit more and more promises and less delivery. Now, that's why I like doing this channel, because we have been through the promises and deliveries before. A lot of people talk to me. In fact, I had someone talk to me the other day about Voice with EOS. Big disappointment, huge disappointment. I remember when I was watching, the announcements on Voice, and we thought, wow, this is going to be, new social media. In fact, a lot of they had promised that a lot of influencers were going to come over to Voice. They were going to give out huge rewards for being on Voice, and then when Voice arrived, nothing really happened, and nobody joined, and it just kind of dissipated. And now I don't even know what's going on with Voice. I don't even follow it anymore, because I just feel like it didn't deliver. So if it didn't deliver, it's like under expectations, and you just kind of move away from it. Well, some of that is kind of going on with Ethereum right now. You just have, basically the Beacon chain running, which is the Beacon chain. We can go to the Beacon chain, Ethereum Beacon chain. This is running on testnet. I can't type because when I do the videos, I use glasses that I don't usually use, and it's hard for me to see the keyboard. Beacon chain. Well, that's Bacon chain. That's really interesting. Maybe they are running on the Bacon chain. That would be kind of good. So the Beacon chain, the Ethereum.org. So here we go. Is this the chain or not? We can go to the chain. If we can find it. Thought I had it the other day. But anyway, this is running right now. And we have obviously a bunch of validators. We don't know who the validators are that I know of. If somebody knows who these validators are, let me know how you can figure out who the validators are. How much do you have to stake to become Ethereum? Are these people the people that are running the proof of work right now? And now they're just staking Ethereum now so they can be a validator on the proof of stake Beacon chain. How is this all working out? Now, Vitalik's been very vague about this. In fact, he said there's going to be a block that is going to be the transition block, and basically the old code, the old chain is going to be encoded into the new chain, and eventually people will just get used to using the new chain with the embedded code from the old chain, that they will just quit validating the old chain, and then everybody will start using the new chain. That seems really weird to me. And this kind of sounds to me like something that, how is this working out? I mean, technologically, how is this working out? Most people will never think about that, because blockchain is run by community and by people getting excited and by people not necessarily looking at the difficult problems with it from making it work. That's why I do respect Dan Larimer, because his projects do work, and we're proof of that with our challenge application. We could never run challenge on the Ethereum blockchain. We could only run it on EOS, and his projects do work. Now, is Dan the greatest marketer in the world? No. Is Dan the most reliable when it comes to, following through and keeping up with the projects and going around and doing all the meetups and seeing everybody and trying to interact with the projects? No, he's not very good at any of that stuff. But his projects do work, and they were all thought out and well done. This to me is like the old saying of trying to change a motor on an airplane in mid-flight, of trying to get this beacon chain to make up to marry up with the Ethereum blockchain. And this is going to be a huge deal if they can pull this off. And I'm pulling for them to pull it off, because I want them to pull it off, because I think this is a great model for EOS too. We have two smart contract blockchains, and the world is certainly big enough for two blockchains that are smart contract. And I think Ethereum, this helps the market value of Bitcoin, it helps the market value of EOS, and it helps the overall market value of the entire blockchain world. So please don't look at me as somebody that's being of a Vitalik, hater or a Vitalik questioner. I hope that he pulls this off. And I also was thinking the other night that there could be a reason why he's not disclosing a lot of information, simply because there's a possibility that the more information he discloses about this chain leaves him more vulnerable for people that could come in and possibly hack it or do something, run some virtual machines, become validators who you don't know, you can't identify, and run virtual machines, which is something like on a proof of work will be a lot easier than on a proof of stake. On a proof of stake, you may be able to identify the validators much easier than on proof of work. So there's reasons why you want to do proof of stake. It's a little safer, and if you do get into trouble, it's a little easier to fix the problems than it is on a proof of work system. On proof of work, you don't know who the miners are necessarily. I mean, there's huge mining pools, but you don't have any way of knowing exactly who they are, just like we don't know exactly who private keys belong to. But in the proof of work, we do. A proof of stake, dedicated proof of stake, we do know who those validators are. And I'm thinking maybe he's being a little nebulous about when they're going to launch, when the two chains are going to merge, when they're going to start the transition blocks that will embed the old chain into the beacon chain. Maybe he's being a little bit, nebulous about that and not really disclosing as much information as possible, because he's not trying to make it vulnerable. So that could be a possibility too. But anyway, that's coming up, and that's something that's a big deal too. He claims it's coming up in 2022. They were hoping for 2021. I remember when it was supposed to be done in 2020, 2019. It was supposed to be done years and years ago. And here we go again. And like I say, we've been around long enough to know that a lot of times the promises don't get fulfilled. And if you just look at the top 100 market cap tokens, you can see there's a lot of unfulfilled promises there. So yes, we've got Craig Lepin, bullish on EOS. Yes, the breakaway from the I can't talk, I can't read, I can't do anything. The autocracy, like the rich people. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I just can't pronounce the word. Actually, I've been trying to learn Spanish, and I got Spanish in my brain. When I saw that El Salvador was going to use Bitcoin as their main legal tender, I thought, wow, maybe not a bad place to acquire some real estate, or maybe have not a bad place to winter the harsh winter that we deal with here in San Diego. And it is a harsh winter. I'm getting tired of it. I'm ready for warmer weather in the wintertime. So maybe El Salvador would be a place to go. So yeah, thanks for the comments. Like I say, I go through every single one of them. I'll read all the comments on this channel. And if you want to throw me some other stuff, I'll be happy to read it and take a look at it. I do look at this market to go higher. If it breaks down below 30,000, it'll be a huge disappointment. If it can stay above 30,000 and we can hang in there for probably another week or two, I think we're going to see some big turnarounds. I don't even know what the CHL token is doing, Of course, we're working to get on some bigger exchanges. Um, and of course, it has gone down too, like everything else. All these blockchains kind of work together. When one goes down, the others go down along with it, regardless of what the real news is. And they're likely to say the real news is you've got national, countries with millions of people adopting Bitcoin as a national currency. So that's what the real news is. And forget about the tweets. Forget about the some of the other stuff. I think Donald Trump made a negative remark about Bitcoin. Who cares what Donald Trump thinks about Bitcoin? I doubt Donald Trump could explain, give you a good syllable about Bitcoin. He probably doesn't understand even. I don't think he's just, he's been a rich guy all of his life. He hasn't had to learn technology. He does probably knows absolutely nothing about it. I think Joe Biden might even said something negative about Bitcoin. Who cares? These are not people that are ever going to like or dislike Bitcoin. They just don't know it. They just don't know. They don't understand it. But when countries take over and start using it, then it'll become something that, even though they don't understand, it'll happen anyway. I mean, Warren Buffett never understood the internet. Warren Buffett never understood technology, but it happened anyway. And Warren Buffett was able to exist, still have a nice life because of his position with the feds and getting a lot of money from the feds. But this can go on with either without Elon, without Buffett, without Trump, and without Biden. We don't need any of them. It's going to go on anyway. It's literally going to take over the world, and you're starting to see it happen with El Salvador being the first country to fully accept it. And you're seeing a lot of this happen, and you're going to start seeing states in the United States accept it and start giving tax breaks and tax credits for people that mine and do Bitcoin. I think Wyoming's done a lot of that. Kentucky's done a lot of that. So that's where the real action's at, is in those places. So hold on to your Bitcoin, hold on to your ELS, hold on to all your cryptocurrencies. There's better days ahead, and we will see how this turns out. Like I say, if we can hold on to this price for another week or two, I think we'll be in the clear. We can stay out of the $20,000 range and stay up in the $35,000 range. I think that, we've been close to 40 pretty quick a few times. We can get up to $40, $45, $50,000 range. We'll be back out of this and be up, and maybe by July, August, we'll be back into the $50,000 range, and that's where we need to be, $50,000, $60,000 range. I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much.